So you want to pick up all three of them?
Yeah.
Hold on. So that's Wolfgart. Wolfgart, how much total weight?
Let's see. I have about 138 pounds of stuff on me.
And how much do you weigh?
Your current total is...
So 335 for Wolfgar.
Wait, you weigh 200 pounds, you said, right?
And then 135 for equipment.
So 338.
8.
Oh, did you say? Okay.
Yeah, so you've got 338 there. Max has got to weigh a ton. Hold on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think
Max's
weighs
weight is 406.
Yep. And then
So that's about
Sitesh.
744.
Sitesh only weighs about like 110 pounds.
How tall is Sitesh?
Sitesh is like 6'2".
Is he like skin and bone?
Mm-hmm. He's muscly, but he's thin. He's not like ripped muscly. He's lean muscle.
Even then, 110 is incredibly light. Like
That's
got to be in the range of.
He's like he's like a bird. He's like a bird. His bones are hollow.
He just came back to life today. Okay.
The average weight for someone in the range of 6 foot is around 200 pounds.
6 foot is like 160 to 170 ish, and then you kind of go up incrementally from there.
He's got some self-care to do. It's okay. I'll take care of him.
He needs to eat. Yeah. Someone get that man a sandwich.
Max has a horse,
play
right?
the sandwiches.
No, you can't eat it. It'll just poof.
Doesn't have any spell slots.
Although, you do have, like, looking for actual pets. Like, nope, all fake. So, from where we left off last time, where are you guys heading?
Wherever Arvis is taking us.
Where are you taking them, buddy?
I was gonna take him over to my wizard friend's house.
Did you just call him a wizard?
No, it's enchanter. He's an enchanter.
You'll pay for that later. Okay.
How much do you weigh, and how much does your stuff weigh?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check.
He's trying to fly everybody.
Let's see. I'm carrying 42 pounds right now. I gotta find where I wrote down my weight.
I would
I weigh
a giant eagle and take everyone.
So total 160-ish.
So Airbus is the only weight person.
I can
I don't have.
also fly though. Just saying.
I like it.
Okay, I can carry Sitesh and one of the others. I cannot carry both of those two.
I could also carry Sitesh.
Well, I can't carry Max and Wolfgard.
He's like, I can walk. I don't need to be carried.
Does he look okay?
So for him, he looks. I mean, he looks frail and weak, but other than that, he looks okay. The spell just didn't take hold on him. The spell took hold on the two slower people. They just have exhaustion. So he does not gain the benefit of the double speed. That's why.
First, he can't punch things. And now spells aren't working. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about my man.
And he can't even get a sandwich.
Doesn't
what
even have
does
a
this world come to? Okay. So we'll say you're carrying Sitesh and who else?
And Max. And then Airbus can transform into some animal and carry Wolfgard.
Okay. So, we're not in combat, so that won't really affect your speed at all. So you can just carry them because you got the strength to do it.
I can carry up to 750 pounds, no problem.
Airbus. What are you turning into?
Yeah.
Can you turn into a giant eagle yet?
Yeah. I have no restrictions other than it has to be CR1, I think.
A giant eagle. I
think there's also I could do giant
Not
condor
that.
or something like that.
Let's see. A giant eagle is a CR of 1. Yeah, so you can turn into a giant eagle.
I will use my last and we'll shift.
Okay, so before you shift into a giant eagle, just in case it changes your mind, you are heading into Nectalos Forest.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
What does that mean?
This forest is very dense and very dark. In fact, you look behind you, and the sky is kind of dark in Lava Storm just from the ash that kind of spews from the area and all the kind of like lava flow activity. This forest almost has like an unnatural darkness to it. Like it almost just, the air just becomes like frigid cold as you walk into it, and it just feels like it's night, but you're not sure if it's actually night. Also, your dear druid friend can tell you what other things are around here, or if you'd like to roll a history check, he might even know other things he's not aware of.
There are a lot of things here.
What's your secrets?
You're kind of
I don't know them.
Okay. So, from your current experience with this forest, you don't go deep into it a lot. Where you're attempting to go is not actually super far away. Unfortunately, you didn't bring a map with you, otherwise I could share it with the party. But you've seen the picture of where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, you're kind of staying on the perimeter of Nectalos Forest on the northern side, which does play a little bit to your benefit, but you don't have a lot of experience. So a few of the things you know, let me get my OneNote open. You do know that scattered about the forest, there are like druid encampments of halflings, the Leatherfoot soldiers from Rivervale, which is the halfling city. So there are a few little places you could kind of seek shelter here and there. Other than that, this forest is basically right off the home of the Dark Elves. So they live underground and above ground here. They still live in like caves, but this is more or less their domain. Other than that, they have light dragoon patrols. So dragoons are the equivalent of their guards, and so they tend, maybe one or two patrolling down pathways. Nothing incredibly crazy. So other than that, that's basically the only few things you've seen, which you've been able to avoid pretty easily if you move stealthily.
Yeah, so we still have pacified trace on.
Actually,
I looked that up. It's a free cast. It's not once a day.
Is it a free cast once a day or a free cast as many times as you want?
Doesn't say not once a day.
I'm pretty sure it's once a day. I'll look though. It may not be. It's a pretty cool staff.
Is that a custom
you can also
staff or
use your action to cast Pacify a Trace spell from your staff without using any charges. Doesn't say once per day.
Yeah. Then I guess you can. But it's still a concentration spell. Keep that in mind.
It is, yeah, I know, I can't do anything else about it.
Spirit of the Wolf is not a concentration spell.
It's not. But so I can keep Pacify a Trace on, and I can Wild Shift as well.
You can.
Would a direwolf be able to carry people?
Would it be able to what?
Carry people?
A direwolf?
Yeah, it should be big enough.
Size large creature, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
you could carry someone, probably. Maybe 2 people, depending on their weight.
So we get 2 of the slower people.
Good way to picture a direwolf is picture a massive muscle-bound wolf the size of a goddamn horse.
There are also are other benefits to being a dire wolf in this forest.
Yes.
The advantage is, I believe, to smell and sound.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Keen
put
hearing and smell. I have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing and smell.
Oh, that's a dire troll. Ignore that. You are not one of those.
That's a big
I am invincible. Dire wolf. So keen hearing and smell, path tactics, yada yada yada. Not too bad. I'll drop you in the combat tracker just for shits and giggles. Boop.
Who's Bronson carrying again?
Max and
Sitesh.
Sitesh.
Okay, Satesh's icon. And Wolfgar is riding the druid.
And then, quick question: before you take off, are you going to heal anyone?
Please.
Because I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that aren't looking too good.
You guys gonna make me heal you? Alright, before I turn into a direwolf, I will cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Do you have a hokey pokey totem?
He does have.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah.
Hold on though. So actually, it won't matter. So let me just remind you. So you do have Hokey Pokey Totem.
I have the Healing Spirit.
Yeah, Healing Spirit. It is concentration though, but thankfully your staff you can just reuse. So you'll drop your stealth, but it won't matter anyway. So you can just do it.
Yeah.
Again.
And just for sake, can we just say that we did that before I cast all that?
Oh, that's 10d6 to everybody.
Under the spirit.
10d6. Heal up.
Oh, this game. That's a lot of dice.
So just target everyone.
Oh no, you've mass cure wounds is 3d8 plus 5.
3d8 plus 5?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was doing hokey pokey totem.
Oh, are you doing Hokey Pokey? Never mind. Correct.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Yeah. Yay for Hokey Pokeys.
Know how to add all the That's a lot of ones. 41's not bad.
So even though you have no damage, you heal for 41 points of damage.
He didn't target anybody.
I'll let it go for everybody. That's fine. It's easier this way.
Level 2.
No, you only need to really do it at level 1.
No, it's level 2 spell.
Oh, level 2, sorry.
I could always cast it again too, if you guys are still in need.
That feels a lot better.
Alright, and then let me give you this to death. There we go.
What about roll? 2 6s, 3 5s, 2 4s, 1 3, 1 2, and 1 1.
Yeah, that's a pretty good roll.
Easy way for those to heal themselves via it. Just type in -41 in the modifiers and drag it on your wounds.
And then
58.
Death, you have the gem. It's actually labeled as a globe.
I do have the gem. Should we look at the gem right now, or should I save it for later?
That is completely up to you. You are currently out in the open.
Yeah, I think I'd want to wait on that until I felt a bit more safe.
Duncan's got both of his guys. The creepy looking Fomorian is still being creepy dead on the ground.
Which Formorian?
Idea friend, yes. And then max. Okay. Alright, so Dark, you're riding the dire wolf. Drunken, you're carrying them. Arya and Death, doesn't really matter if you're flying or running because you're fast. Ferris, you're fast as well. Alright, anything else you want to do before you leave?
Fast can Airbus go?
Well, it depends. Are you guys going... You're still going to go fast, but do you want to go stealthy? So stealthy would make you travel at normal speed. Or you could travel just typical. Or you could sprint.
Yeah, I
Well,
think we should be
correctly, last
cautious.
session we already rolled a bunch of stealth rolls, did we not?
I don't specifically...
I think we all rolled stealth on the last. I don't remember if we had Pathfinder trace on or not.
If you roll low on an anti-stealth, does that mean you're stealthy?
Roll.
Forget to add the +10 for pass without a trace.
Yes, the touch still has
Oh,
my
that's
cloak, so disadvantage.
Okay.
Austin pass without a trace. Gronkum got a 20. The stealthiest Gronkum's ever been in his life.
Sutesh rolled the 7. So that's a 27.
Plus 10, you got a 25. Max.
Who else needs to roll still? Wolfguard. Oh, you already rolled. Okay.
Wait, wouldn't they just be rolling a
Oh.
straight instead of a disadvantage?
Give advantage?
No,
it just gets plus
at the 10, my bad.
Yeah.
It's not advantage,
Oh.
yeah. That was wrong.
Okay. So,
Even Max got a
even then,
25.
still not bad. I mean, Deaths have to suffer with a 31.
I rolled an 8.
Alright, Arbor. So, since you're leading up the group, we'll say you easily remember it enough. So, let me open my map.
I still need an answer. What's Airbus's speed?
I believe your speed is 50.
50 feet?
50?
Yeah.
On a
50
direwolf, yeah, 50 feet. And yes, if you're sneaking, yeah, 50 feet.
So you're
Yeah,
going to
and you
go
have
a little
to
bit
stay
slower.
within about 40 feet of him.
Probably within 40 feet.
Yeah, if you leave his range, the spell will drop.
So every 400 feet, he's got to take a break so the slowest people can catch up. Those that can only go 60 feet.
Fair enough. Or he can just go slower. He can choose to go slower.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll just match pace. It doesn't. I don't. Or I can go.
You can like run in front and make sure there's something.
Yeah, I can go 20. I'll go like 25% faster than you, and scout
40.
ahead.
So 15 faster than Gronkum and 25 faster than everybody else.
Do that. That way, as a wolf, I can. I have my keen perception. I can smell some things that don't smell so good.
Does anyone speak Undercommon or Giant?
I speak giant.
tend to speak both of those.
Common and celestial.
Depends.
one of you, actually, yeah, I'd say you hear it. One of you hears a shout coming from the distance. You're not sure how far off, but it sounds very large. Oh! He does speak giant.
Ooh.
Oh wait, no, this isn't the dwarf one, does it? You don't get to speak giant. But you look giantish. You're still impressive. Yeah, so you just hear like a large roar from some sort of giant creature. And you kind of hear trees starting to snap off in the distance. You running? What are you doing?
Do I know what it says because I can speak giant?
Do you speak giant?
I do speak giant.
I smell over there. This way.
Is it like they're heading towards somewhere else, not towards us?
It sounds like the Fomorian you killed probably wasn't alone.
Oh, so they're after us.
So you can either stay and hide, or you can start running before they get there.
I've got
They're probably several hundred feet off at this point.
I've got an idea. This is stupid. You guys go ahead. I can try and distract them.
Remember, you have no spell slots.
I am very fast. I'm incredibly fast. Even if I'm out of range,
Okay.
well, I am very fast.
But remember, if you leave Arborist's range, you lose his speed.
No, but I still have 120 feet of movement around.
Good Lord, what have I done?
Create a monster.
And the worst part is, like, Theris is just smiling in the background because he knows that could just become so much worse if we really wanted to try.
So, Deft, you're just planning on flying around to distract them?
Like, I'm gonna go run to the next town and come bring guards back. Hold on, I'll be back in 2 turns.
Pretty much.
All right, so what's the plan?
Kinda. You guys should run ahead and get as far away as you can. Just point me in the right direction. I can. I don't worry about that. I can find my way.
Actually,
Probably. I was like, yes.
Roll a perception check with advantage for me for sound, real quick.
Me or Def?
Ooh.
It's like a 26.
No.
So you listen, Deft. And you listen well to the footfalls of these creatures. You pick up 2, maybe 3 of these larger giants, except 1 or 2 of them sound like they may have armor, as they kind of make clanking sounds as they run. But there's something else you're kind of picking up in the background you didn't notice at first. It sounds like several light footfalls that you barely even noticed.
Are they looking for us?
There's something smaller with them.
Something very small and very fast.
Okay, that's not good then.
Do you know what they want?
They're probably not happy with us. We should go.
Kind of killed their friend.
Well, they don't know that yet. So, from what you heard, because he actually speaks giant, they're probably just looking for him. So, probably not a great idea to stay.
The only person who speaks giant also currently can't speak common.
This is also true.
It's all very true.
Oh!
I get a message. I can communicate.
Woofa, arf, arf, woofa.
Alright, so what's the plan?
I think for now we run. If I need to distract, I can do my best. But that's the last case, preferably.
Alright, so you guys take off?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. So you begin taking off at normal speed, but with that, trying to be nice and stealthy. It's possible. But you pick up good pace. You wait for a minute or 2. You keep traveling. No additional sounds. Seems okay. And continue on.
Mhm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the sake of expediency, Cerberus, go ahead and just roll me a survival check with advantage. As you kind of lead them through the next hour or two that it takes to get to your destination. Okay, that works.
Nice.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So at one point, as you guys are running through, and Arborist, you see this and stop. And you guys catch up to him as he tends to be in front of the group right now, and you go over the edge and you look down below, and you see what looks like a patrol. They're currently marching down the road, and there's about 20 of them. They have like this nice, like fine steel-looking armor. Arborist, you would recognize these as Dark Elf Dragoons.
Yeah, I stopped us on the track.
So it looks like they've stepped up their patrols quite a bit. They don't see you. They're probably like 90 feet down. So you guys continue on and are able to avoid them, but you do see them as you pass. Okay, so you spend the next probably hour or two, and you make it to your destination. So as you approach, it's kind of on the cave wall. You look as Arborist kind of walks over to it, and it almost looks like it goes underground. What do you want to do from here, Arborist?
I'm gonna go into the cave.
Okay.
How big is the hole?
It's probably like 8 feet wide by like 6 feet tall, and it goes down.
So Wolfgar's gonna have to hug the wolf. But beyond that, shouldn't be an issue for anyone fitting them.
All right.
And I'm familiar with this cave, am I?
So you guys climb in. As you do, we'll get off this map. We don't even need that anymore. We'll do this on the theater for mine for a second. You see what appears to be like this stone door that has like all this vegetation kind of growing off to the sides of it. He kind of pushes his way through, and inside there sits a very large, ominous, dark stone statue of some sort of humanoid. You're not sure. Let me show you what it looks like. Hold, please.
Holding.
It looks like let me see if it looks like that.
Interesting.
Very tall, probably about 30 feet tall.
Do I know what the statue is?
Roll a religion check. You're pretty sure he told you at one point, but you probably weren't paying attention.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let's see. You forget what the dude's name is, but he's a dark elf god.
That's an interesting statue.
Yeah, I think it's subterfuge or something like that. To trick people. I don't really remember. Let's just keep going.
There seems to be nowhere else. You're like, oh wait, there's a thing you're supposed to do with the statue.
Ah, that's right. Isn't it like the nose or something, or a finger? I try pulling some fingers.
It takes you a minute, but you eventually find it's like one of the it's like one of the toes. So you watch
It was a digit.
as you kind of, and it's not even like a pulling. You just kind of like rub on it for a second, and you watch as like this rune appears on the wall behind you, and you watch as an opening in the wall appears where you did not see one before, even with some of your trained eyes.
Yeah, trained eyes.
There's some Arcana people here.
Yes, our trained eyes.
Gronkum's still looking at the wall. Not that wall, Gronkum. All right. So, you proceed through the opening, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk up and you go out into a large courtyard that you're used to seeing. It's overgrown. However, there's these four masses of plant vegetation that almost appear lifelike that you don't remember seeing here before, Arbors. They currently look stationary, but they do move. Ever so slightly.
Interesting. I've reverted back to my normal form. And then I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants.
So you drop the wolf and go back to Wood Elf?
Yeah, I did that when we walked into the cave.
Okay.
I'd assumed so. Otherwise, it'd been really awkward watching you rub that toe.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants from my staff.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask them, what's up there, Plants? You guys are new here. How you doing? I'm looking for my buddy Kalsto. You guys seen him lately?
Well, let's see what they think of you.
Looking for your buddy Kalsto, huh?
Yeah.
Wonder who that is.
You've not seen this one before. It looks over at you. And it kind of like reaches out its vinish arm towards you. It's almost as if to embrace you.
Aw, you guys so sweet and kind. Give me a hug, aren't you?
I'm just gonna elbow Gronkum and whisper, "This is weird, right? This is weird. It's not the same.
Airbus is a weird dude.
It's weird."
So do you embrace your plant?
I got a pretty high passive perception. Do I notice that they're friendly?
Roll an insight check.
Oh well.
You don't sense it wants to cause you harm. Yet.
At last minute,
You gather they're probably some sort of sentry that was probably put in place after your last visit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jump back. Not aggressively, but I'm gonna jump back and you guys, are you able to kind of like, I don't know, see magic stuff? Because I'm kind of not really getting much out of these plants, because I'm kind of thinking they're not real and stuff.
See, the thing is, some of us can, yeah. We have, the energy for it right now. That's a little on the fence.
We needed that.
Try speak with animals.
Okay, so you want to speak with animals to the plant. What would you like to say?
How do we get past?
It just sits there, no response.
No, I'm out of ideas.
I love it.
Gronk pulls out his
your
axe.
friend didn't tell you how to get past the plants?
Well, like I said, you guys are kind of new here, and they weren't here last time I was here, and me and my buddy, we're friends, but I haven't talked to him in a while, so I kind of don't really know what he wants me to do here, and I guess we could try yelling really loud, like, "Oh my God, these plants are killing us! It's your buddy Abra." I do that really loudly.
Sure. Roll a performance check.
Yeah.
So, as you start yelling out, you watch
in a row.
as one of the plants lashes out, grabs Arborist, sucks it inside of itself. Doesn't hurt him, but you just watch as the vines start growing over him. It kind of looks like this, except Arborist is in the middle. And
Ooh.
Arborist, as you sit there and you kind of get tangled up in this, it's got a firm grip on you. You can breathe. You look at your hand's furry.
Oh shit! No.
Go ahead and either roll an athletics or an acrobatics check to break free. Okay. So you manage to kind of break free of the punch. And it just kind of sits back down. You can picture the human in that one as being Arbor.
I don't think screaming is gonna work.
Does he have a doorbell or something? You could knock on the door.
Be honest, I was kind of high on shrooms last time we came back here.
I love that their first reaction for getting here now is to knock on the door first. The last thing we tried on the last door.
You said two of the plants are guarding, or do the plants be guarding anything, or?
Nope, they're just kind of in the courtyard. There's one in each corner of the courtyard. There's a big door at the end of it.
Sorry, let's start walking towards the door.
As you start moving, the plants kind of start standing up and moving towards you as you approach further into the courtyard.
Gronk brandishes his axe.
Oh, that reminds me too. For your swords, you do notice they are starting to deteriorate a little bit. You get the feeling, and you should probably ask someone about this. The source that they connect to apparently is not present. You brandish an axe at him?
And glare.
You watch as they all of them just kind of look at you at once. And they all kind of start shambling together.
Everybody knows that Danny DeVito move, right? So anyway, started chopping.
All right. So.
You don't do that. Maybe we're trying to make friends.
When they started moving towards, did they seem to be moving at a great haste or at...
Kind of at a mosey.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to try and hurt us if we don't, try and chop them.
I'm gonna try and cast firebolt at it.
So okay. So let's confirm our actions. So Grunkum, are you hitting it with an axe?
Indeed.
Okay, so you're hitting it with an axe. Arbors, you're hitting it with a firebolt.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. All right. One sec.
I cover my eyes and I pretend I'm on the beach. Nice
All right.
Ari,
on my
So,
vacation that I deserve.
lowers
uh-huh.
her head and holds the bridge of her nose.
You watch this Grunkum, you go and you hit your axe into it, and it just kind of sticks. And it like looks down. It doesn't look happy. Like you heard it, and then you just watch as like this firebolt hits it in the head from behind, and you watch as like it starts to go back towards the other three, and they start to merge into one.
Oh wait, can I make a grappling check to prevent it from moving
It
away
is
from me?
too big for you. It is currently sized.
A single one?
Also, Grunkum.
Can you grapple large? I
Yes.
think you can. Go ahead and roll a strength check.
Strength check.
Hmm?
Okay, so not athletics.
Oh, you can roll athletics. That's fine. You go with it.
Can I use my bonus action?
To do what?
You said there was 3 of them and they're trying to merge.
There's 4.
4. Yeah,
Mhm.
can I use one of my bonus actions to stop it?
It's not an ability. They're just growing together. They're plants.
Oh, they're growing together. Okay, I thought they were actually moving.
No, they're all sitting there. They're just growing together. So even if they don't, their vines extend out. They're just
Okay.
plants. So Grunkum, you move with the shambler to the other shamblers to become large shambler. So you're probably your leg is sticking out probably like 6 feet up right now in one of its legs. And it's just kind of hanging, blocking the pathway in front of the door.
Out of curiosity, as Grunkum was trying to grab it, was there any special interactions between the plant and his fist?
Not specifically, no. Although he could certainly try if he wants. He's out of charges at the moment.
Indeed. Can I just start punching?
Yeah. He just like starts swinging. Punch, 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 punch. It doesn't, like, you punch away and it just keeps growing. You're not 100% sure if this is the creature or just like a fast growing plant that's meant to just keep you here for forever. But you keep punching anyways.
Ari's gonna turn to death.
So, do you think Arbor's friend is going to be mad if Malcolm keeps punching his plants?
At the rate it's going right now, I'm not too worried.
Yeah, this whole time I'm throwing firebolts at it. Just like,
No.
you son of a bitch, why aren't you fucking turning?
Okay. You watch at one point Arbors and Gronkum just stop moving. And you watch as like the plant kind of just gently wraps around Gronkum. They're just sitting there like staring off into space.
Grunkum, are
Hey,
you
that's
alright?
weird. Is the plant still moving?
You watch the plants are actually in the process of separating and going back to where they came from.
Okay.
And you watch from across the courtyard as out from the door walks a dark elf in robes.
Ari
Yes.
step
Ah,
Hello. You must be Arborist's friend.
friend. Yes. We do use this term, don't we? And he just kind of looks over at the frozen. He's like, he watches, he waves his hand, and Arborist starts moving, and he like throws a firebolt at the wall. And he's like, he looks over at Gronkum, uncertain if she should release Gronkum from the spell.
Grockum is still glaring at nothing in particular.
Yeah, you're literally mesmerized, just looking like you were looking one way, and just like this perfection just looks amazing. You notice nothing else.
Oh yeah, that one's harmless. You know, he's a big softie. He's not a problem. You can unfreeze him, please.
It's like, what
Do I
is it?
hear things?
No. You're off in
Okay.
La La Land. It's like, what?
dreaming about punching sheep.
throws me, right?
It's easy as asking. It's like, what is that?
That's
What
wrong.
is what?
And what the hell are you two?
I'm
He
self-conscious.
looks at
Can we not talk about it?
he looks at Deft and Ari. He's like, what? Oh, you bring- like, what did we say about bringing strays back here?
They helped me. Cause they're kind of weird to our land, and I kind of thought maybe we could have robbed them. I mean, help them is what I was thinking.
He just kind of like glares at you. He's like, and you watch as he kind of like moves his hand in the door where you came and kind of shuts, and you watch as he puts his hand to his face and rips his face off.
What?
And it looks after he rips it away. It's a mask. It's not actually a face, and the skin-like material turns into an actual like ceramic mask that he is holding. And he is not a dark elf. He is a dark-skinned humanoid.
Jackass.
Gently elongated head. It's like
Don't stare at his forehead. It makes him feel uncomfortable.
slightly elongated for it. And he goes ahead and he releases Gronkum. Gronkum, you just kind of look around. The plants are nope. They're back in the corners, just not moving.
Ari's gonna wander over to Gronkum.
It's like, so
Hi everyone, this is Kalsto. Kalsto, this is people.
let me guess. Everyone.
Yeah, I kind of forgot some of their names.
What's wrong with his forehead?
I told you not.
No, you didn't. Grockum was incommunicado right then when you said that. Grockum wasn't released until after.
He kind of looks over at you. It's like, are you part orc?
That's what they tell me.
I think I told you there was something kind of weird about these people.
Huh. He kind of looks at the two of you.
I don't see too many orcs outside of Crushbone.
He kind of like walks over, very curious. He's like poking at your horn, Deft. What are you?
I'm just a guy. Hey, this is kind of awkward. We're really just looking for a place to crash for a little bit. If you have some space, that'd be great. We could part with some coin, if that's what you want. But really, we just are very tired.
He just kind of laughs. He's like, it's not really the best time. But and he kind of looks out. It's like, it's not really a good time to be out. So I could take you for one day, but then I really must be on my way, so you'll have to go as well.
Sounds
Thank
great.
you. That's
One
much
day.
appreciated.
It's like, you'll have to keep the orc outside, though. No offense. It's just strange. Very strange. He's like, so why do you have horns?
That's a long story and kind of personal. Why do you have? You know what? Never
You have
mind.
a forehead.
No, that wasn't
It
what I
holds,
was gonna ask.
it holds my massive brain, which commands my incredible intellect.
Of course, of course.
Not to mention my charismatic personality.
Yeah,
Grunkum
sure.
snorts.
Hey, why does Grunkum have to stay outside?
So I take it you're not from around here.
No, not at
No.
all.
The orcs here are
Not a full orc.
See, now that's the funny part. We
Also
don't
not from
have
here.
anything that's not a full orc. It's kind of intriguing. I mean, quite obviously you're not a full orc.
Hey, why are you thinking that Grunkum's an orc? He's just a big guy.
I mean,
He's just a big human.
he
What do
just
you
looks.
call an orc?
He looks at you and he looks at Gronkum. Really?
It's not nice to call people names.
You watch. He kind of taps you on the forehead, and all of a sudden he's very tall, and you are a gnome.
What? This is weird.
He's like, looks don't really matter much now, do they, Master? What was your name?
Death.
And he kind of reaches down and grabs your hand and kind of like lifts you up, and you go back into your normal form. He's like, let's just be on the safe side for now. No offense. And you watch as he kind of like puts his thumb on your forehead, Gronkum, and you turn into a very large, brutish-looking human. It's like, it won't last for forever, but it might keep you out of trouble for a couple of days. Just until you find your bearings.
Just out of curiosity, how orchid or how prominent are Grunkum's orcish features?
In your world?
Bright yellow eyes, greenish
It's
gray
fine.
skin.
Prominent enough to be noticed compared to the other races here.
Okay. Is it something that a disguise kit could easily disguise? Or...
I mean, you could certainly try. For the moment, he has no need, but long term, he could, if he wants to. Or, I mean, once he actually makes himself known to an area, it might not be an issue. But just at first glance, it might be misconstrued. And as far as arborists, you would know, the only orcs you've ever seen have tried to either eat you, smash you, stab you, or a combination of all those things.
Yeah.
Now, are we sure Grunkum hasn't tried to do at least one of those things yet?
No judgments. No judgments.
Yeah.
Um,
I kind of come in between, like, Kalsto, like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I totally saw him from a distance and I was going to train his ass, but all of a sudden, like, they started helping me and this orc came to my defense. I was like, this is weird. I thought maybe you should know about this. So, and then, like, you know, the horns and the flying guy was kind of weird too. So,
he kind of just like puts his hand on your shoulder. He's like, when was the last time you had an actual meal?
It's been a while. I was like I said, I was in Lava Storm and I got kind of caught up in the whole thing.
You feel very confused, and you just watch as he kind of like puts his two of his fingers on your temple, and you watch as like this little blue halo goes around his head. You feel much more clear-headed.
Oh,
He's like, yeah.
God, you're right.
He's
I
like,
don't know what I was thinking.
He's like, so you were saying?
Yeah, so,
you know, you met these people and tried to...
They helped me out because I was, of course, fighting the giants and trying to get some experience.
What? There's no giants.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
There's not any giants within 100 miles of here.
Well.
It's like, this must have to do with those new drow patrols.
Would I have known that?
No, and this was not the patrol you saw.
Yeah.
He's like, there's been an increase in raiding parties recently. The Dark Elves apparently seem to be bolstering their numbers. It's like a new faction of them seems to have appeared bearing the mark of some sort of spider.
Ugh, hate spiders.
Yeah.
Like long leg spiders or like many leg spiders?
How many legs? It's like, I haven't been back in a couple of weeks, but new batches come in every few days, as well as other creatures.
Have they been coming in from the desert of Row?
No, they've been coming in from underground. But anyways, what can I do for you fine people? I'm assuming you came here for more than shelter? I mean, as much as I like having guests.
Some
Well,
food
they
would be
just need-
cool.
Yeah.
Food and a place to sleep. That's about it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah. And you watch and he kind of like invites you in. It's a pretty decent setup. You actually do notice there are two other individuals that are currently here already eating this food. You see a large looking humanoid and you see a small halfling. And they're just kind of like laid out on like these fancy cushions, just half passed out.
Do I recognize them?
Huh?
As Tori walks by Kalsto, she'll look to him and say,
My name is Ari, by the way.
Oh, nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
He's like, please, come inside. Rest.
nods and heads in.
Alright. So, we'll go ahead. You guys sit down. He's actually got a pretty decent spread. Everyone roll perception checks just as you're kind of hanging out in this area and resting and eating and whatnot.
You should know better. Oh, that's okay.
Half the fun. Ooh, ow.
Better than me.
That
There's
is
a
a very
couple of
rare occurrence.
So you guys look around and there's some very intriguing like collections of different things and artworks and things. Lots of gem work. You actually do notice there is like a very fancy looking workbench that has several gems and fine metals that are about the area. He just kind of sits like, so. Takes a sip of his drink. It's like, what brings you to my door? He's like, oh, and forgive me. I always forget with guests. And you watch as he kind of gathers this blue energy in his hands, and he kind of blows it out towards all of you. And you all are starting to slowly regain spell slots.
Ooh.
Very slowly. But you feel very calm and clear. Your thoughts are very collected.
Nice. That's refreshing.
What is
like-
that?
Oh! It's like the blessing of our age. Clarity. Everyone's best friend. You see the halfling and the large human in the background, like, lift their drinks. Ah! He's like, considering the two of you can't even cast spells, you're lucky I even waste my breath on casting it on you. Like, It's like, unfortunately, some people grow a little too dependent on it some days.
Looks over to Arborus.
What you looking at me for?
Unfortunately, you can't argue with the results. I mean, it does increase one's combat effectiveness greatly, especially when alone.
Yeah, I usually come by here before I head over to Lava Storm, and usually things go a lot better for me. I don't usually need people's help.
He's not telling the truth. It always goes horribly.
Just for my health.
He does survive, though. He does survive. It's like, so, how did you get to Lava Storm?
Well,
Oh wait, so do I have a spell slot to use right now? Or does it
At
take a
this
while?
point, you would have about a level 1 spell slot and a level 2, probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Disguise Self to look like Death the Human.
Okay.
Just because he's getting some looks here. I'm feeling the looks.
I assume
Like,
beefier
ah.
Death Human.
Typical depth
I
form.
wanted.
Satesh kind of like is just taking in this room with like puppy dog eyes.
It is impressive.
He looks like a kid in a candy store.
well,
He,
you
yeah.
see,
Speaking of, do you have like some spare pants for no reason in particular?
And he kind of looks over at Satesh. And he just kind of looks. And he's like, "Are you not hungry?" And he kind of like grabs an apple and like reaches his hand out to Satesh. And Satesh kind of like reaches out to her. He's like, I guess not. Nah.
Are you sure?
It's like, I'm pretty sure he couldn't eat it if he tried.
Why is that?
He's like, what? He's like, what are you? And he
Is
just
he
kind of
looking at
looks.
the test or Dash?
Uh huh. It's a dash. And he's just like, yeah, you're a human. Like, okay. It's like, well, if you change your mind, the food's there. It's
Are
like,
there
so.
plates in front of us, or
Oh, there's food everywhere. Like, there's a bunch you can grab.
Alright, we'll gather some and begin the process of setting it on fire. So then look over and say,
you see, we're part of the contest, and the contest has us traveling between a bunch of different areas to try and get to the end of, well, I guess this planar maze.
He's like, interesting. And you ended up here.
Well, the last plane we were on, I think was consumed by a really big green orb, and then we ended up here.
Oh
It's like,
yeah, something you might want to know.
hmm.
A really big dragon came through the portal as well, so just be on the lookout for
I
that.
have heard this rumor.
Yeah.
Probably also a bunch of fire giants and some Cambions.
What's
The
a
Cambion-
Cambion?
Well, they kind of look like Deft and I, but more like Deft. They're
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a normal human being. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm
they're
normal.
friendly though.
It's like, interesting. He's like, a bunch of humanoids and a celestial all together. This is quite of an interesting story. 2 celestials at that.
looks at him, slightly tilts her head.
What do you mean celestials?
Like, well, that one, he looks at Max, like, hanging off in the corner, just, like, with food in his mouth.
Yeah.
And he's like, and that one, and he points at Satesh.
Well, Satesh isn't a celestial. He's just a
Actually,
dude.
That one is not much fun at all. He's 100% celestial. He just kind of like looks very surprised.
I also look very surprised.
He's like, yeah, no, not celestial. It's like, can't eat food, can't drink anything.
I mean, just because he's not hungry doesn't mean he's.
Go ahead and hit your buddy there.
Max,
He just kind of looks.
drink?
He not the same.
So celestials can't eat or drink?
Well, he is an actual celestial. He's not part celestial. If he's like 2%, your friend's like 100%. You see where I'm going with these comparisons?
So celestials can't eat or drink?
Not here he can't. He's like, you see, our world's protected by a divine gate. So, it's actually a very interesting aspect. I've only ever seen one of you before. So the good news is, you don't need to eat or drink. Unfortunately, you can't do anything offensive ever. It's like you can defend yourself, but that's the extent of what you can do. It's like, however, you can use your celestial powers to do that. And he's like, celestial powers, you say? And what would these be? Like, I would assume you would know. Like, anyways, he's armless. I don't know where you found him.
That's another long story. You don't have to get into that one.
Sorry,
Well,
pick
this
up
is
a piece
very
of food
strange.
and load out.
He's like, you remind me of another friend I have that likes their food well done. It's like, oh, Arborist!
What? You?
Like, come here, big guy. Don't you think I forgot? And he pulls out a small little package.
What is it?
He's like,
You
happy
described
belated birthday.
Oh, you're so sweet.
And he smacks you upside your head. Get
Ah.
your shit together, man. And he gives you the box.
Damn it. I've been trying. It's so hard when you're just soloing out there all by yourself.
I'm like, this will help.
I open up the package.
You open it up, and it's a piece of jewelry he made. So it's a ring of the ram.
Ooh.
A ram of the ring.
The ram of the ring.
It's a regular
whole different
ram.
item.
It's that ring.
Get to your corner. Get to your corner. He's a yoked out goat. All right. It's like, so you teleported, fell from the sky, came here, met him. It's like, that's rotten luck. No offense. And he looks at you.
So, out of curiosity, the other places we've been, people have heard of this contest. Have you ever heard of it?
I've never even heard of this kind of magic. So, this is a very interesting concept, and I've studied a lot. Interplanar, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow, we are very far from home right now, I think.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there are other planes, but I mean, we've only just barely scratched the surface of being able to tap into those realms. I mean, just recently we conducted the formula for reaching the plane of hate.
That sounds fun.
It's like, oh yeah, that's my buddy outside, and he points out to the giant door with the giant statue. It's like, it keeps people at bay when people come in to check on me or make deliveries.
So, do you know what plane this is?
It's like, this is the material plane.
Sure.
Yes. Norath.
Okay.
Nobel,
Uh-huh.
out of curiosity, what material plane are we from?
Not Norath. You come from Arcadia. And actually, that's only technically the name of your continent. That's not even the name of your planet.
Would we be aware of the fact that Norath is not the name of our core material?
Yeah, you've never heard of this before.
Or to drop what she's been eating.
You drop your ashen food.
It's not ashen, it's charcoal.
Like, ooh, I always love watching it when it sets in. It's like, you guys need a minute?
Yeah, my mind is pretty blown right now.
Well, you guys never heard of like Norath, where we're from.
No. We're from a
Would theirs
different
have learned
plane.
anything in his arcane studies or prayers?
How can they be from somewhere else?
You would be familiar enough, Theris, with like the concept of interplanar travel, but you've never heard of this plane.
So, I'm gonna guess you've never heard of Arcadia or Gancaster or any place like that?
He's like, no, not. It's like Arcadia.
Hmm.
It's like that sounds like a. Why do I know that name? Never heard of a place, but it sounds familiar. It's like I may have heard it like in a song.
It's a country.
Huh. Let's see.
Gancaster, isn't that gang that roams the Freeport area? Or no, that's the Gans. Nah, never mind.
He's like, I hear they cleared out.
Oh, it probably fell with.
He's like, they would. No, I've unfortunately never heard of a Gancaster. I can't say. Like, well, this is very interesting. He's like, you guys might be more entertaining than I thought.
Well, tell us a little bit about your plane here. What's going on with all the stuff and the things?
Well, yeah, the things, guys. Come on.
I currently live here
I keep all my stuff
in the forest,
Uh-huh.
and I collect data for my country.
So, do you live in the
Interesting.
forest due to choice, because of your job, or did something force you here?
No, I live here independently. I serve as an informant. It's like my mask gives me the ability to pass as a dark elf, which is quite handy for collecting data. But even then,
ask him for one of those maps, but he's just never gonna give me one.
it's like, if you want to go through the trouble of trying to find one, by all means.
No, I don't know what that means.
I know. It's okay, my friend. It's like, so, yeah, no, I spend my time here and about doing random things. I like to collect things and treasures and all sorts of wonderful stuff. I'm also a jewel maker. And master enchanter. And he just kind of smiles.
Did you say a jewel maker?
Yes.
I'm gonna pull out
Kind of points over to Arbor's ring. He's like, I made that one just last week.
I'm gonna pull out the jewel I got from Ali.
Okay.
Does that remind
Coffee.
me that I had it?
Hmm?
Guys, we should probably take a look at this.
Ariel, head over to Deft.
It's a pretty decently big blue gem in like a silver setting. You can kind of like hold it almost as like handles as you get it. Like, wow,
It's pretty.
that looks expensive. He's like,
Yeah.
what's it do?
Not entirely sure. One of our friends had it, and now we have it.
Interesting. He kind of like sets it on the table. Like looks at it for a bit. I'm like, well, it's enchanted. And he kind of like pokes at it.
Ari's gonna whisper to death.
Is that what happened to Allie?
What do you mean?
Is she in the gem?
Oh, yeah, you were unconscious for that. She kind of poofed.
What do you mean by she kind of poofed?
I don't know. She just kind of poofed.
And from behind, right as you guys are having this conversation, you hear this little baby dragon sound, and you hear a bunch of like jingling coins.
Look around.
It's coming from the gem.
I look at Ari, and then I look very intently at the gem.
There's an image
Ari.
and sound emanating from the gem. You all can technically see it if you want. As you look, it is an image of a small, very, very small baby blue dragon that is playing in a massive pile of gold, platinum, and gems, and kind of like sliding down the little gold piles. Apparently, this is one of Allie's memories. You watch for a minute, and just kind of sits there. She like slumps her head down, slightly bored. She must be like very, very young in this memory. As she sits there, she kind of sits and looks sad, and then you watch as the gold pile below her begins to rise up, and she's on the top of the head of a large, very large female blue dragon. And then you just see like her face looks happy again, and then the image just kind of goes away.
Oh.
Like, huh? It looks like some sort of memory gem. It looks like bits of memories from people who touched this adhere to the gem.
Who's currently holding the gem?
It's on the table.
Well, that made me sad. All right.
He pokes it again. It turns back on. Still in the same exact spot it was. It's like the iPad timeout. He watches this baby dragon continues to play with what you're assuming is probably Allie's mom. Runs around, and then you watch Allie climb up this large pile of platinum and gold. And she kind of sits there and looks at the top of it, and you just watch as two holes kind of shoot out breath, like from nostril holes, that kind of send coins down the hill. And she kind of like sits there in front of it, just like looking at the nostrils. And then she attacks the pile of gold, and you watch as a large silver dragon appears. And then
Silver
that
dragon.
goes.
Do I know anything about silver dragons?
In this world, roll a history check. The stretch, but we'll see.
What do I even try?
I'm pretty sure they're silver.
Yeah.
They could be tarnished. Who knows? Copper, silver.
Could be white, could be blue, could be in between.
The only thing you've ever seen in person other than Allie is a red dragon. However, Allie's certainly not silver. It's like, interesting. He's like, well, I'm going to leave you with your gem. Help yourself to anything you need. He kind of looks over at you, Gronkum. Try not to kill my plants.
They started it.
He just kind of laughs. It's like, good night, everyone.
Before you go,
Mhm.
is there arrangements for where we'll be sleeping tonight, or?
Yeah, he's got about 8 different rooms here, probably in total.
Okay.
So don't mind them; they'll just pass out where they are. They're the halfling and the large human already just drunk, passed out in the corner.
Alright, thank you again for the hospitality.
Okay. He kind of waves you off.
Just
So.
sit down in front of the gym.
So, Allie's memories are all in here?
Probably not all of them, but some of them, I guess.
Who finds a quiet place to lay down and go to sleep?
Yeah.
Wolfguard already passed out. Did you want to look at the gem anymore?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a look and see if she can't find the memory of how Allie got off the island.
Okay, so roll a percentile dice for me as you touch the gem.
Oh.
That's either really good or really bad.
Wow. I was wondering how long that would take to come up. Ari.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I gotta get my OneNote open for this. Okay. You both watch as you see what looks like a large grand room. You're not sure if it's like a throne room or like some sort of altar or whatever it may be, but you see in front of you this large, immaculate archway with what looks like a portal of divine light. The runes on this archway look very old and very powerful. In the room, kind of standing facing towards the portal, you see a man with white robes and black armor, wearing a crown and holding kind of a staff. And he kind of goes back and forth between looking at the gate and looking out towards the entrance to this room. He sits there for a minute and you watch as the door opens up and you see a man in black and green armor come in with a black cape. There's too many. I don't know how they got here so quick. It's like all of the angels are falling. It's like the solars are. I don't know what to do. And he, you watch as the other one kind of approaches out towards the door, puts his hand on the other one. It's like, stay and guard the gate. It's like, you've done enough. And as he goes and walks, you watch as the other one grabs the crown off of his head and shoves a dagger into his back. And he just kind of turns, and you watch as this individual's pure white eyes just go hollow black, and he just falls over to the ground. You watch the individual take the crown, put it in a pouch, pick up the staff, and leave. You watch after he takes the crown off the head and puts it away, the gate deactivates. Are you still awake, Theris? Or did your character already go to sleep?
I think he is currently distracted by children.
Sorry, I was bringing coffee back. I just sat down.
No worries. Are you staying awake while they're looking at the gem?
No, my dude's got 2 levels of exhaustion and no spell points. He's
Okay.
crashing.
So you both watch this happen. And then it turns off. You have no idea who these people are. This is not Allie's memory.
What just happened? Was
You
that
feel
the
very creeped out, like that icy chill up your back. Like you just straight up watched something get murdered.
Rockham in his sleep goes over. Get out of my head!
I'm gonna sleep
And
good night.
continues to snore.
Celestial Regicide?
I don't even know where to start with that one.
Pick up the gem, hand it to Death.
Like, too far. We look too far. We look too far.
Some sleep, and we'll talk about whatever we just saw in the morning.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
So, you all find a completely safe, peaceful night's rest here, so I'll rest you all. Give me 1 sec. Does anyone need me to remove a level if it doesn't happen automatically? Everyone goes down a tier of exhaustion.
Gets rid of all our exhaustion.
Underneath the exhaustion. So you'll have to do that manually forever.
Alright. You're level 1, Gronkum, so you're good. Sorry. You're level 1, you're good. Wolfguard. You're level 3. Your HP goes back to what it was. Direwolf, you're no longer a direwolf. Your time would be up. You're not exhausted because you were here.
Yep.
Max is down to level 2. Theris is down to level 1. I don't even know what that is. And the Fomorian is dead. Okay. You guys find a peaceful night's rest. Some of you are still very exhausted, but better than you were. You wake up. You find there's just food when you wake up. You don't see anyone bringing out the food. You just kind of look over every so often and food's there.
I would have loved this.
Arborist has already made himself at home eating breakfast. Enchanted tables.
They're the best.
He's like, the bacon comes out over there.
Rockham heads to the bacon.
He's got all the good spots picked out. He knows where every piece of food comes from.
And that one is cherry flavored, and that one has a smoky rich flavor to it.
Oh, it's pretty elaborate.
Where's the oatmeal?
There is also oatmeal.
Is there oatmeal?
There's a bunch of tables. He's kind of a fancy lad in a way, we'll just say.
Maple bacon oatmeal.
He kind of looks at you. He's like, maple bacon oatmeal. I've never thought of that. It's
Rockham
interesting.
eats 4 bowls.
You can make your own. There's enough of the materials there that you can make it. There's just none for yourself.
So Rockham makes and eats 4 bowls of maple bacon oatmeal.
That you do, and it is delicious. Alright, so you guys eat your breakfast. Ari burns whatever she wants to eat. What do you guys wish to do?
I'm kind of over this whole event. We should just leave. Anyone else up for just finding an exit? Working it out of here?
where do you want to go? You guys aren't from this plane of existence.
We'll find a way out, probably.
Well, I mean, I don't want you guys to just go out on your own. There's a lot of bad stuff around here, so I don't really have much going on. You want me to kind of help guide you around?
Yeah, that'd be great. You want to come with for a bit? Or forever?
Probably
Big kitty?
good.
Well, I know I can't stay here much longer. Otherwise, I think those plants are gonna kick us out. But or the place is gonna explode or something. I don't remember what he says, but something like that. So, but yeah, we could. I mean, I know you guys got all that gold. If you're gonna go, maybe sell some stuff or buy some things. I know of a cool place. Or if you want to go do some adventuring, I think I know something. Or if you guys want to try and find your exit or whatever, I can try after that too.
And you hear a voice coming out from the hallway. It's like, already looking for our way home, are we?
Yeah, if you could help with that.
It's like, good lord, man, I'm an enchanter, not a miracle worker. He's like, to be quite honest,
Enchanter.
I'm not
Okay.
even 100% sure where to point you to for an answer.
Malcolm sticks his arm in his face.
Like-
Enchanter, can you fix this?
He's like, does it come off? He kind of like pokes at it. He's like,
No, it's growing into me.
I don't really have the time today. This would take several hours to kind of dig into, but perhaps another time if you guys stick around or don't get killed by this one.
Hey, I've only killed 2 people. It wasn't even my fault, but
He's like, yes,
Well,
I was there with you,
wasn't what they
and
said
it's caused
when,
me nothing but trouble ever since.
well, still keeping me around.
Their relatives are still looking for you.
Oh, shit, the McMaster's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Okay, guys, we whatever we do, we can't go to the Karanas because I'm pretty sure they'll kill me.
Bought an armor.
Them.
And you hear Kalsto pipe up from the back. It's kind of a complicated story. It's kind of one big misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
He's really quite harmless, trust me. Unless you're a plate of bacon.
Yeah, well,
Where's the closest place to get armor made?
Well, to be made, that would be Freeport. But to be purchased, you would want to go out the eastern tunnels of Freeport.
No, to be made. I got some dragon scales I want to turn into some.
Oh, well, it depends. You could find some nice shops. There are merchants everywhere. He's like, fortunately, your friend knows this area very, very well. He's like, be careful though. Coin goes quickly. So just be careful how you spend it. It's like,
You mean like things are expensive here, or like people are gonna take it from us?
a little bit of both.
Okay.
There's some thieving guilds in this area, and
the trade guilds
Been there, done that.
pretty demanding, but fair.
I could do for a shopping day.
Arbiters, Lorraine.
Take us to the shopping place. Preferably someplace that has them all.
It's like, well, there's only one place. It's like, so I think it should only take you a couple of days to get there.
So
Yeah, we gotta travel a little bit to get to the commons.
You have to travel from the northern end of Nectalos Forest all the way to the southern end. And then through a bit of desert to Freeport.
So I'm sorry to be
I know where we're at now.
burden, but
And
you
let me
have,
show you.
That's where my monk started.
I have a map of this place.
Hold on one second. I'll show you a map of where you currently are. So,
Go kill some frogwooks past the desert.
copy that. One. There we go. So,
so
Ooh.
sorry to be
you guys are currently, so where you landed, where you had the Fomorian fight, is that red dot in the middle. Kalsto Sanctuary is basically, you see where that river forks off to the left at the top of it, that heads towards the dot. You're basically at the top of that. So right at the base of the mountain above the river. So to go to Freeport, you must travel all the way through Nectalos, and then those grassy plains lead out towards Freeport. So you're probably looking probably a 2 to 4 day journey, depending.
What's this map called?
EverQuest.
It's in Discord.
I'm sorry to be further burden, but could you supply us with some food for the travels as well?
It's like, ooh, only downside, he's like, let me double check. He looks over, he's like, it's been a while since I've had to travel. My rations are kind of small. He's like, this food doesn't travel well. It's like you take it too far away and it will just disappear. Gotta eat it while you're here. He looks around, he's like, and he has about probably 3 days worth of rations for each of you. It's like, it's not much, but I'm heading out myself, you see. I gotta restock as well.
It helps.
He's like, unfortunately, I'm not going to the commons, but I will be heading home. It's like, do stop by if you're ever in the neighborhood.
Jeez.
So how do we get to that river over there?
It's like, yeah, you would head about that way. It's like roughly 20-30 minutes or so, and you can connect down to the lower part.
So let's follow the river to the water, and because it's Shreveport, right? I'm assuming it's on the water.
Let me get a bigger map. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Where did it go? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Download. Get it copied over. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Where did it go? There we go. All right. Should be at the top of mine. big fucking map, so let me. You're gonna have to resize it to small. And but some of this, not all of it will be on. So. Oh, not that. Ah. But this would be what is visible on the map that he showed you. There you go. Okay. So you would be traveling essentially from about here, somewhere like that. You're obviously not going in a straight line.
Well, not with that attitude, we're not.
And then the place Arborist also may take you would be roughly technically like over here somewhere.
So does Gronkum still have his human form, or?
Yeah, Bronco's form will last for probably about 3 days total.
Okay. Welcome.
So, what's the plan of attack here, folks?
Qualcomm has drawn his desired route on the map.
You wanna go down the lake?
If we stick to the water, we don't have to worry about, running out of water.
Arborist, roll a survival check for me.
And it probably wouldn't be a bad area for near the water to do some hunting.
You look as they kind of point out, and you point out an area. The Dark Elf capital city.
Yeah, we don't want to go there.
Route brings you dangerously close to their capital.
Yeah, they're like ninjas and shit. Like, you don't want to go over there.
Well, and from what Kalsto mentioned to you also, there have been raiding parties. Let's see.
Yeah, they don't get along well with Freeport, so they kind of patrol that whole area. Pretty dangerous.
Well, typically, it's not heavily patrolled. Like, it's very common to kind of travel up into Lava Storm. I mean, they're presence, and they definitely hold the territory. But this is, like, military populated at the moment. So they're either getting ready to do something, or they are changing up something.
We could head along the coast.
Well, what kind of coast is it?
It's kind of more rocky-ish, cold. It's not like super easy to traverse, but if you found a craft, perhaps, or if you have some sort of shenanigans, you guys are level 10. I don't even want to know what things you have that I haven't seen or remembered yet.
Can anybody make a boat?
I can make an imaginary boat.
Except for
Little paper boat.
boat.
Curiosity, how come is teleportation here?
Oh, teleportation? He kind of points over and you see a circle on the ground. It's like, quite, I have my own personal one.
Where can you get us to Freeport? Freeport?
Oh, no, my friend. That's not how teleportation works, you see. You see, this is a teleportation circle. I myself cannot actually teleport to this circle, but I do have quite a few friends who do. That's how I get a good amount.
Have a teleportation circle?
Freeport would have a number of different teleportation circles, really depending on what you are trying to go.
Do they have a general travel one?
Not specifically, no. You'd have to find a specific one. He's like, I don't know of any other. I mean, I know of a couple of just random locations, but other than that, as I can't use that kind of magic myself, not really my thing. I don't really spend too much attention to it.
So you don't know the sigils for any circles in Freeport then?
Unfortunately, no. He's like, I know where they may be, but it'd be hard for me to describe that. But other than that, I could not teach you the sigil. He's like, however, if you would like, and he points over to his own, you're more than free to take your time to transcribe mine.
I will do so.
Just about to ask.
So how many? It takes you quite a bit of time, doesn't it?
He teaches them the sigils, no? I don't think so.
I think
To create a circle, it does, but to just learn the sigils of someone else's, no.
I thought it took like.
And I will take time to study them. That's one of my arcane traditions that I get
Yeah.
automatically.
So yeah, we could say that you guys both spend a chunk of time taking down the sigil and noting it into your books and minds.
She'll probably grab some parchment and actually write it
Fair
down.
enough.
So she has,
Yes.
copies.
This looks a lot like the thing that Satesh gave to you and showed you.
Wait a minute. Teleportation circle, huh? I
He's
got
like-
one of those.
He's like,
You have one of them?
well, technically it's mine.
Yeah.
It goes to my home.
We don't really have a wizard. Do we have anyone that can teleport right now?
He's like,
I
would-
can.
well,
Tomorrow I can.
and Satesh kind of raises his hand, and Kalsto is like,
Can do.
no, he's like, no, you can't. He's like, never mind. He's like, I don't understand. How do I go from being human to now I can't even use magic? This defeats the whole point of being alive.
Give him a really sympathetic pat on the back.
Say, I can make use of it.
Right now?
Yes.
So can you get us to Satesh's place?
If I know,
Satesh's home is on a different plane.
say if I know his the teleportation runes, yes.
But don't you need the 7th level version to go across planes?
Let me look.
It's on a different plane of existence.
I don't think there is a higher level version of teleportation circle.
Teleportation circle doesn't leave the plane of existence you're on. You need plane shift.
Plane of existence, yeah.
And you can learn new
Yeah.
sequence for studying it after 1 minute.
Unfortunately for Deft, it's in Deft's head.
She can draw it.
Could he though? He could try.
Try.
You can commit a new sigil sequence to memory after starting right for 1 minute. Doesn't say anything about. Oh, it does say.
2 destinations on the material plane. And you can learn new sequences while you adventure.
But for while you're here, you can always teleport back here.
Yep.
So,
We just need 50 gold piece gems to keep on us.
yeah, you guys got to start keeping more gems. You're getting to the gem levels.
Yeah, I definitely need to be keeping 100 and 500 gold piece diamonds.
And I put what you guys got in the party sheet inventory. So
we've got 2 500 and 5 100 diamonds.
Yep, you got the dragon part, some random stuff, a couple of diamonds, 500s, 2 500s. You have 25,000 gold pieces and 1,800 platinum pieces.
Can you add those javelins to Max, please? Because he's the one that uses them, right? Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Max.
So, out of curiosity, gems that are worth more than what the spell requires in a consume spell, does that just consume, like, say, half the gem, or does that...
No, so what you need, if you want to do that kind of stuff, you need like a gem worker or someone who's proficient with like jewel craft tools. So you can basically split the gems. If you don't split them, it will use the entire thing to do whatever you were intending to do.
Got it.
Or trade it for 2 separate gems.
Just mentioning, if you want to try and take, actually, you probably wouldn't have any time. But Kalsto technically could do that if he weren't leaving. And since you already took up some extra time to learn the sigil while he was still there, that probably takes up the most of your visit with him.
Hey, learning a new sigil is only a 1 minute study.
Oh yeah, but just him going through the whole process and stopping what he's doing because he's getting ready to leave.
But did he say how long he'd be gone?
He did not. He said maybe a couple days. He wasn't 100% sure. He said he had to go restock on stuff and was heading home.
So if we return in 4 days, you should be home.
And he's like, probably not 100% sure.
Back in 4 days.
It's like, well, good luck to all of you.
And good luck to you as well.
He's like, watch your pocketbooks.
Pocketbooks?
Maybe we distribute the coins we have, just in case. Grotham has all of it right now.
Already full of gold.
Yeah, so he goes and you watch as actually someone appears at the teleportation circle. You see a high elf gentleman that appears. He's like,
Can you take us to Freeport?
He's like, what the heck is going on here? He's like, sorry, boys. Got business to attend to. Maybe next time, and you watch the both of them teleport out.
He never said where he was going, did he?
He never did.
Because we didn't need to go to Freeport. We just need to go to a shopping place.
Yes, you do need to go to Freeport.
You're going to
There's
Freeport.
no better place to shop. There's no better place. All right. So you have learned his sigil. You've each got about 3 days worth of rations.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to do before you head out?
And whose sigil is this again?
Kalstos.
Kalsto. Okay.
For Kalstos.
I do want to steal a knickknack off the shelf. Something small.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
You'll have disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh.
You see like a little tiny.
I gotta remove the exhaustion. I should not have disadvantage.
I thought you were level 2.
I was level.
Are you level 1? Hold on. Alright, go ahead and roll one more time.
Thank you, thank you.
You look around. Where you currently would be. I mean, you could take like a picture frame.
It's too big.
They're little ones. He's got a lot of friends. And other just random pieces of art. Most of the area where you are is like artsy type things. All the jewel stuff is like more inside, where he has locked up before he left.
I'll take a little picture. Put it in my pocket.
Gonna go ahead and roll that.
There's no one here other than you guys right now. The halfling and the human are kind of in their same locale. Alright, so you steal a piece of artwork.
Gawkham's too busy eating to notice.
A bowl for the road. Alright.
Alright,
So,
we're ready
you've
to go.
eaten. Did you want to look at your gem anymore, or are you going to wait until you rest tonight? Or did you want to tell anyone what you saw? Also,
Yeah,
I
we should probably share. I'd like to share that maybe as we're going.
So we'll say you guys are starting to head off. Are we doing passive out of trace service?
Sure.
Okay, so everyone gets that. So reroll your stealth checks because we will be traveling through Dark Elf territory.
I have taken my cloak back from Sita.
Okay. And he's just got like normalish clothes. Oh, you added your 10 already. I was like, damn, that's 41. Like, wait a minute. I expect that from Deft. Deft almost got there.
Almost.
Holy cow. Okay. Arbris, at least that's an 18 and a 16. Oh dear. Okay. Alright, so as you guys are traveling, Def shares the story, and Ari does too, about what they saw in the gem. Theris, I need you to roll a history check to see if this sounds familiar. Because you probably are the only person who'd be aware of the story. You guys, you kind of listen to this story as you walk for a minute, Theris, and they kind of repeat parts of it here and there. And they describe it, and you kind of like stop for a second. This story sounds extremely familiar to you. But I need a beer first. Beer back.
I need an ale, and I can tell you what this reminds me of.
What is that?
What is what?
Remember when we
We just
were,
dropped that.
I did. Remember when we were at the hag place? And Grockham does and puts weird stuff in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
He had a couple of visions. 3 to be
I
specific.
is back.
2 of them have already come to pass.
What's that?
The hag group visions.
Ooh. So Theris still here, right?
Yep.
So, this story sounds an awful lot like the destruction of the divine gate of your world. You didn't see it, but you know the story well enough. Slight variations, though. So how the story goes, and this is very ancient history and religious knowledge, it's decently well enough known, but you kind of have to study it to be super aware. So essentially how the gods of Arcadia come and go. They each spend their time in the domain for about 2,000 years or so, and they go back to their home domain, recharge their powers, come back. During a period of rest, there was some sort of event, the specific details of which aren't 100% known, but basically it involved some sort of large incursion, sacked the Divine Gate, somehow took out the Guardian of the Divine Gate, which more or less was the keeper of law and order between the gods itself. And by taking the crown, and eventually the humans who sacked it also shattered the gate. That is the thing that sealed all the gods away from this world. And sealed anyone that was currently here on the plane. Unable to recharge their powers. So what you just witnessed, unless it's just a very similar coincidental story, was the event that led to the sealing of the gate.
I will relate the story to everybody in detail.
That would have been 8,000 years ago.
Sit around and stay a while. I'll tell a story.
He tells the story as you walk quietly. As you're going forward, Arbris, do a survival check.
Ouch.
So, Arbris, not really knowing and really just taking in your stories. Like, these are things he's not heard of before, and she's like, oh, does not fully pay attention to where he's going. You guys kind of look around. You're kind of in a more denser part of the forest, and you hear like this buzzing sound. You're not lost. You're still navigating the forest. You just don't know this specific forest. As he's leading you, Arbris.
Yeah.
You notice these like little flies that are kind of spouting around. You're trying to remember what he told you about the flies.
He told me something. Burn them? No.
Arbris.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. See. There we go. The fly crits you with its bite.
Now, are these like just regular sized flies? Are these like horse flies? Or are these like sting or sturge sized flies?
No, not like sturge at all. They're probably like, picture like very, very large, like mosquito eater, but thicker and uglier.
Okay, so they're pretty big flies, but
yeah. So you take. I know, super rough, right? Ooh, it rolled max damage. I'll one off max damage. You take 10 points of damage, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please. Ah! And your skin's really itchy.
Damn.
They start kind of swarming around the rest of you. Arbris. Another one's gonna bite at you.
As it comes near me, I shoot a firebolt at it.
You hit one of them, but another one gets you.
Motherfucker.
You watch as this one kind of bites you, like, ah! And where it bit you, you watch as another fly pops out of your skin. So these are currently swarming all around you guys. What do you guys want to do?
How close are they to us?
Gronkum rages.
They're
I just-
probably roll perception checks for me to try to gauge.
How
Wow!
close are they to us?
Wow! Both of
Yeah,
you.
how close are they to us?
I'm not even gonna roll with those.
So they probably are, from what you could gather, they're probably surrounding you for about like an 80 yard radius. Or foot radius, sorry.
Ari starts to hold a flame. Looks over to Gronkum and Deft.
Are they surrounding us, or are they kind of more isolated in one little area?
I mean, they're not like swarming you, but they're like all over the place. There's many of them. They're kind of like dive bombing a couple of you.
If one of them goes to dive bomb Ari, she's going to use Wizard Tactic 101.
It's up to you. You guys can fight them, or they can start attacking you, or you can do
So-
something else.
Anyone else want a flame bath?
At this point, yeah.
I want to make them burn.
Icky.
Can I summon my little fire spirit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna summon him in like the middle of like a large cluster of them.
Okay.
I'm just checking the cost of the meta magic ability. Just give me a moment.
You kind of like burn away at a couple of them. Gronkum, one gets a bite on you.
I punch it.
Oh, so wait, no, where I summon my creature though, he creates the AoE fire spell.
Give me a con save too. All right, so you summon it, and you. What's the radius? It hits everyone in the radius too, not just enemies.
Yeah, 30-foot radius.
So do you- so
Each
you
creature within 10 feet of it, so
Okay.
so 10 feet around it.
So are you trying to position it like in front of the party?
Yeah,
All
kind of away from us, but like to get like a good chunk of them.
Okay. So you managed to burn away a chunk of them. Grunkum, one bites you, managed to hit it off before it lays any eggs in you.
And Ari casts Fireball centered on herself.
All right.
She will be using Careful Spell.
Okay.
And I believe that allows her to select 5 targets. It has been a while since I've gotten to use that. How many people are within 20 feet of her?
It's up to you guys. It's all in your head at the moment. So if you guys want to be like back to back, like taking these things on.
Probably would have been in the air at least a little bit, but
Well, if you're going to be in the air, let me know too, because you probably will be a much more prime target in the air.
So she's probably she probably would have lowered, noticing the flies. So 10 feet off the ground. Who's around her?
I would assume
Everybody.
Gronkum
Okay.
is.
you're probably all within 15 to 20 feet of each other, I'd imagine.
So let's see.
And someone didn't cast Spirit of the Wolf, so you're traveling at normal speed.
There are 7, so 2 people don't
Also a level 3 spell slot.
want to pass.
I take it you played EverQuest back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2 shaman ranked worldwide.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, I'm literally playing my character. Just as stupid as he is.
My claim to fame, I guess, was I'm the original monk that did the Fane pull and started the sit-in, or spoke with Smedley or whatever. I don't know if you remember that. There was a big monk sit-in. Do what?
What was the name of your monk?
Sinjin Dragonfist.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
I was master of the Fane death pool.
I remember the same death pool.
Pulls are fun.
And we crashed this because I forgot what it was. They did a big change and fucked some monk stuff up, and we did a big sit-in, and
Do we get a
everybody
bonus because of
made monks
Dude, I love
on one server in Freeport and kept crashing the zone. But Smedley showed up as like a giant gnome, and we had a little round table with him.
I got locked in an interrogation room once in a video game.
Nice.
I have screenshots still. Yeah, we somehow ended up knowing a bunch of Taiwanese people, and we know no Taiwanese at all. And we learned every single exploit the game. So
was classic. Learned to dupe items.
no, we never duped. We benefited
learned it,
from
yeah.
duping because we were friends with all the people, and basically we just made up our names to look like we were Taiwanese, and they just gave us a bunch of shit. And then they actually took me and my friend, put us in a virtual room, and locked our screenshot abilities, and like digitally like interrogated us about how to dupe items. And then one of the GMs left, and it turned that feature off, and so we were able to screenshot everything. But then, you know, we were just very smart mathematical people. Like, z-axis matters. You should really code that in. But yeah, I don't even know how, like, that information just always got to us somehow. I have no idea. But no, we did, I was the first shaman to tank Avatar of War.
Nice.
We were there for, I also tanked Fen and Row as a shaman.
What server did you play on?
What were we on? So when we first started...
Quilios at one point.
Where
I was on LSMR.
We were with
Maris.
we were with Legacy of Steel and Shock of Swords because we did the first Avatar of War kill.
I remember
We
Legacy of
despawn. Were we on the sleeper despawn? I think we were on that one too. I forget. But yeah, no, we played for years and years and years. Good memory. Good memory. And it makes it really easy to run part of the world because I can make up shit in this world. Like, I'm sure you could probably also do that.
So at first, I'm like, I'm not really paying attention. Okay, this and this. Then you
Hey,
you
wait
say
a
one of the
minute.
names, I'm like, oh damn it, I know where we're at. Mask of the Deceiver. God damn it.
That's it. So,
Sorry, Def, you asked a question?
before you
we get a
fireball,
bonus because of Max? Or is that just...
Oh, yeah. You had
It's
+3.
saving
plus
throw,
3.
yeah.
Deft evades it entirely.
So who did you avoid? Because you avoided some people, right?
Yeah, Grunkum and Deft are the only ones who didn't get the careful spell effect. Just counting on the fact that Grunkum having advantage and Deft.
What about
having-
Satesh?
Oh, right. No. Yeah, I forgot about Satesh. Okay, so I guess I need to make a saving throw as well. Okay, I'm good. So Satesh will also auto pass his save.
Okay. Did Grunkum fail by chance?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
By 1 with Max's aura.
Alright. So this changes things drastically quickly. So the fireball does quite, these are like 8 CR creatures I just put in here. You managed to kill off all the little bugs. Grunkum, you hear coming from your arm. Ow! Ow! In a very high, shrill voice, your arm. Your arm is apparently complaining about the pain.
Everyone except Deft takes 15 from that. Deft takes nothing. Rory takes 7. And I have no idea how much Satesh takes.
He takes
Nah.
15.
He's immune to fire. Technically, if you actually hurt him, he could hit you back.
Do all the flies seem to be buzzing off, or at least any of the survivors?
You hear like one going off in the distance, and like you see part of its wing. So yeah, other than Grunkum's arm complaining about being burnt, You managed to dispatch the fly. Oh, those things are nasty too. Okay. However, you also did set off a fireball in the middle of the forest.
Mm-hmm.
So, you finish up combat. Now, knowing you've let off a fireball in the middle of the forest, do you wish to change your plan at all, or are we continuing on our path at a normal pace?
Well, how bad is the fire?
About 20 feet wide and a big boom. That much.
Is anything currently on fire, or?
I mean, there's probably some like residual ground fire.
Okay, but nothing spreading.
No, like you didn't start like a massive fire. Your probably more immediate concern is the massive explosion you just caused.
Yeah, maybe we hustle away from this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Markham takes the time to stamp out any fires that he sees.
Only you can prevent forest fires from. Okay. You guys put out the fires and continue back on your pace?
Yeah, that'll be how she helps to put out the fires.
Well, I mean, Grockham is bear totem.
You have prestidigitation, you just be like, boom, out.
Uh-huh.
Bear totem, nice. Well played. Okay. So, you guys continue forward. Who's going to lead this up now? Are you guys going to lead together after his mistake?
Yeah. After this, I'm gonna cast
I'm gonna
Stir the
take-
Wolf on everyone.
Okay, then I can move faster.
Front.
Okay. So with him kind of giving you direction, go ahead and roll survival with advantage, Runkum. So you're making him stay behind you. He's like, which way?
And I cast.
25. That's like my fourth 20 tonight. Ridiculous.
So,
So good.
Those are the ones.
let's go. Let me just roll a couple of dice real quick. Oh, wow. Okay. You guys spend your first day traveling. You probably make it. Let's just go on the map to about. I'd say. You make good pace. You had double speed. You probably make it right to the U.
We'll do some hunting along the way as well.
Okay. So you guys do some general foraging hunting. No big deal between all of you together. Where do you want to camp for the night? Or do you want to continue through the night?
Not going through the night.
Just keep in mind, you don't have the orb. Your dome is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Domeless.
But at the same
Like
time, we
that.
also have, one person second level exhaustion, one person with first level exhaustion, one person with third level exhaustion.
This is very true.
I get to sleep in trees again.
You can sleep in a tree again. Yes, you can. All right. So where are we searching out a spot?
Are there like game trails or any kind of pathways through the forest?
You've been taking some of them. I mean, there are some, yeah.
It's just that's if we're on a path, then we'll leave the path and find
Okay.
big, large trees.
All right. So you find a nice kind of patch that's not like on the path, and it feels like it's tucked away a little bit. You guys want to do anything? Any spells, alarms, blah 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 blah, before you guys start doing shit?
I wish I had alarm.
Oh, if you had wish, you would certainly not use it on the line.
Just
You could.
yeah.
Like, what would you like to do with wish? I'd like to replicate alarm. Done. No. All right.
I'm gonna take an hour and turn Sock back into a weasel.
Okay. That does use components again, though, to do it. Do you
I
have it?
think I have the components for them. Wait, let me check.
I think
I
you
might
probably
be out actually.
could be. Let me see.
I'm out.
No, yeah, you're out.
Is
You can get some in Freeport though.
Yeah.
So he's he's a crow. Or
He's
what
a
was he? Yeah. Okay. You can have him keep watch though.
I will
help.
be doing that. Thank you.
Okay. So as we make our campsite, no additional spells. Theris has got a slew of.
Are we needing anything done?
That's a good question.
Or do you have any spells you want to blow before the end of the day, Theris?
We're get a few people hurt, but
Got some people exhausted, but if you want to do any of your divination type, you might not even have any of them prepared, but you seemingly had a decently safe day so far moving through the forest.
yeah, I'm good unless there's something people think I need to pray for in the morning.
Do you know how to create one of those hotels like William, or
How to do what?
do you know how to create one of those hotels like William?
No, I've been wanting William to show me how to do it, and we haven't had time.
You got to pick that one up. All right,
I
so
had to rough it before. This is fine.
what shifts are we taking?
I will do.
I'm taking
Second
first
one.
shift, so I can sleep
All
the
right,
rest of the day.
so Ferris, you're on first shift, you said?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Rock wants to share a shift with Deft.
Yeah. Bro
You guys
time.
want to go second?
Yeah,
Me and
that's
Gronk.
fine.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys go second. Anyone going first with theirs?
I'll go first with theirs.
All right, so you two go first, and then who wants to go third?
I guess Wolfguard can.
All right. Wolfguard, I don't know if there's anyone left. Ari, do you want to do third with Wolfguard? If not, Wolfguard.
I can help cover the third shift.
Okay. All right, so as you guys go to sleep for the night, you enjoy your rations and some of the stuff you foraged. It does kind of help.
I was about to say that's what the thing was for.
Yours doesn't really matter. You're going to burn it anyways. All right. So, I need shift one, so that's Theris and Arbris, to go ahead and roll perception checks. Holy shit. Okay. Alright, so the two of you are kind of sitting around. Do we have enough fire or no fire?
Yeah, we have fire.
Probably wouldn't help you from the drow anyways if you didn't. Doesn't help, but doesn't help keep you awake. Alright. So as you're sitting there, Arbris, you notice something out of the corner of your eye. You see a pair of eyes watching you about 60 feet away, maybe. It's a humanoid, like, ducked in a bush. Ferris kind of has his back to it at the moment. And currently does not see it.
Let's see. I'm gonna. Let's see. I'm gonna cast Druidcraft.
Okay.
And have some plants grow on the opposite side of the camp and see if the eyes notice it.
I think the radius is like what, 10 feet, 5 feet?
30.
Oh, it's 30 feet for Druidcraft.
Yeah.
So you're trying to grow like it's minor. It's probably not gonna notice it. Like
Making like to make the sound of like cracking, like almost like footsteps on the twig.
let me see what we can pull up here. No, you can make like leaf moving sounds.
Did the eyes focus on it at all?
You look over, you don't see the eyes.
Can I cast locate animal?
Sure. That just identifies animals in the vicinity, I think, right?
Do I notice him casting anything?
It'll let me know.
You notice him casting?
Specify the
Yeah, I think it's like you have to track something specific for a specific object. Like you call it out. And it doesn't work on creatures.
Oh, it doesn't just let you know if there's a creature.
Yeah, that's locate creature. It does exist though. You just not that spell. You would have noticed him doing Druidcraft, whether he tells you or not. I'm sure he can tell you.
I was like,
what's up?
I'll let Ferris know that there's something around us. Keep your eyes
See
open. I
anything
don't know
now
if I
that it's
just
brought to
noticed
my
something.
attention?
What was that there?
Do I see anything now that it's brought to my attention?
No, he doesn't even see what he saw before.
Probably some animal.
So it was a pair of eyes and then probably a smaller humanoid. Not like tiny humanoid, but a smaller, like elfish sized humanoid.
You think we're being followed?
Potentially.
Let's see. Ferris, do you have any dark vision or night vision?
No.
He can make it not dark.
Human.
Yeah, I can light up the area in a minute.
I just touch his shoulder and I cast dark vision on him.
Okay. Keep going. At least you can see pretty well now. Go ahead and roll one more perception check there. So now that your eyes kind of just resettle, and you could roll another one too. Arbus, you guys kind of.
What about Ben? Can he use one?
Yeah, Ben can do it too, or I can give you advantage either way.
Ben's not exhausted. I'll let him roll. And
Of course. You guys don't see any humanoids. However, Ben rolling a natural 20. Ben notices a piece of purple cloth near the bush where Arborus had noticed the creature.
He'll have him dart down and pick it up and bring it back.
He just kind of flies over, comes back. It's a fine piece of purple cloth.
Do you recognize this clothing, or?
Well, history check. This is actually really handy that Theris knows this world too, because then I can describe a couple of things much easier.
Oh, I can roll history as well.
Sure. You're not familiar with this color, Arborus. You're very familiar with like the look of the dragoon soldiers that you're typically used to seeing. This is not the coloration or materials that they tend to wear. There's, you kind of look at this. No, it doesn't ring any bells. But you do have a piece of material that belonged to someone. You guys kind of stay at the camp. Anything else you want to do on your shift?
So I'll hold on to it in case we need to use it for
I'm
divination or anything.
I'm
later.
gonna cat. Okay, good.
What'd you say there?
I said I'll hold on to the cloth in case we need it for any kind of divination or anything later.
Okay. What do you want to cast, Arbors?
I'm gonna cast Hidden Step.
What's that? You're a little mumbly.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Hidden Step.
Okay.
And I'm going to circle the campsite just outside of the light.
Alright, hold on 1 second. What ability? What level?
Yeah, it's Hidden Step. The trait. I get it once per day.
Oh, yeah. It only lasts 6 seconds.
Oh.
Just as a heads up.
Turn.
It's a combat ability.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, and just as a heads up, buddy, your 6 hours would have been up throughout this day.
Oh, was that all it lasted? I thought it was a couple days.
No. So typically that ability lasts 1 hour. Yours lasts 6, but is slightly different.
So that turned off like before we even slept last night.
Potentially. So basically, at some point during the night, you guys watch as your wood elf doesn't look very wood elfy anymore. Your wood elf is in fact a very large, furry-looking individual.
What now?
He's a furbolg.
Ooh.
Oh.
He's not an elf at all.
Change your character picture now?
I would.
Well, he has a slight he doesn't know how. I gotta show him. So his variation, essentially part of just the backstory. So as opposed to having the ability to do the disguise self with the height reduction and look like anything, he can turn into a wood elf, which is actually a wood elf for 6 hours, but it always looks like the same wood elf.
Yeah, and I didn't actually give you guys a description when I first came on. The wood elf form that you guys have seen is I got brown hair. It's in like a bowl cut. I got fiery red eyes and tan skin. I'm average height, size, and the only thing remarkable about me is how unremarkable I am.
And the red eyes.
Except for my eyes. They're fiery with flames behind them.
And how tall did you say you were?
I was just average size as a wood elf, so it's like 5'6", 5'8". But now, as I'm a furbolg, I am tall and lean. I have bluish gray skin. Hair is fiery red and wavy with large patches of fur on my forearms that look like fiery vambraces. And with a doofus
What color
kind of
hair did you say you were in? What else?
brown hair in elf form, except for my eyes. They were red.
All right. So you patrol a little bit around. Doesn't seem like anyone's there. Could have been scout. Could have been any number of things. Anything you wish to do, or you want to finalize your watch?
Finalize.
Yeah, and whoever we get to relieve us, let them know, hey, here's what we saw, and show them the cloth to look out for this kind of coloration on anybody.
Okay. So I believe Gronkum and Deft are up second. So you show you guys the cloth. They go to sleep. Both you go ahead and roll perception checks, and if there's anything you want to do on your watch, let me know.
Grockum and Def talk quietly.
Oh no.
Okay.
Luck point. I'm using luck point. Not a 1. I'll take it.
It's not a 1. Okay. So you guys talk quietly?
Yeah, we just have, very uncharacteristic kind of silent conversation. Not silent.
Do you look at Jeb at all?
Awful. We've had it. We've had it in whispers.
We had a quiet, whispered conversation.
No, but that's fine. But do you want to look at your gem at all?
The last time I looked at it, someone got
I wish for an
stabbed.
item.
You know
I
what?
get an-
Grunkum is
oh,
big and strong. I mean, it's
can't
fine.
believe you
Let's take a look at the
guys-
gem.
Alright, go ahead and roll a percentile die.
Grunkum?
Quantum doesn't want to look at it.
Jeff doesn't want to roll
Bad.
the dice.
Too bad. You're looking at it with me.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see which one that is. Okay, that's another alley memory. Alright. And so you watch, and it's kind of like a flatter floor. There's no horde, and you watch Allie kind of like running back and forth across the floor and jumping up and down. You're not 100% sure what she's trying to do, but it looks like she's trying to maybe fly.
Oh,
Still pretty little. Maybe a little bit bigger than the last time you saw her. As she sits there, you watch a little bit later as a smaller silver dragon, maybe a little bit younger than a young one, but not quite Tashlin, I forget what the little guys are called, or the drakes, comes in and kind of like picks her up by her scruff, more or less, like drags her out of the room. And then you watch as she like plays and follows that one around for a while. It's like a 5-minute memory, and then it goes away.
Duff is just kind of smiling. Also, by the way, on and off for the whole day, Duff has been in and out of human death form, and he's in human death form right now.
Okay. Alrighty. So you go ahead and do that. Anything else you guys want to do on your shift?
I want to double check, make sure everyone's breathing, kind of falling into paranoid mode.
make sure nobody's attempting to ambush our camp.
Yep. You haven't seen anyone. So far, so good. As you kind of go back to put your gem away, you inadvertently just drop it a little bit. And as it hits the ground, you don't hear anything. And that's what we'll pick up next week.
What? No, wait. You can't leave me like that.
Yes, I can.
No.
Techno and Ferris probably already know.
I definitely have a pretty strong guess.
So that means we're playing tomorrow, right? Right?
Please?
Please?
I told you guys, it just depends on how many people you could ever find and whose games get canceled.
I am always up for a game, so just like
If something happens to mine, I'll let
whoever
you know.
whoever
It's
has a
awesome.
game.
But yeah, I have a
It's up
feeling
to
at
you.
least 2 of you know what's happening right now.
Uh-huh.
Good any day but Tuesday.
Just want to put it out there. Me and Gronkum, we gained some imaginary friendship experience.
There you go. It's not actually imaginary friendship experience, by the way. Just so you're aware.
Can you see the whispers we do?
Of course I can.
Okay.
I'm so proud of you. But yeah, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So if we play before then, we'll see. If not, we'll see what happened next week.
Why do you do this to us?
Because it's fun. Thanks, man. I got to keep you guys on your toes.
So I've been holding the crystal for a while. I'm starting to like put memories in it, like my memories. Like how does that work?
So Kalsto didn't actually identify it for you. Ferris identified it for you. So anyone who touches it has a chance to impart memories to it. So while you may be looking at other people's memories, you may also inadvertently be putting some of your own in there.
Okay.
A skilled person might be able to deliberately put specific memories into that.
Ooh.
But you're not 100% sure. Which then also begs the question, can you put a fake memory in?
Well, that depends. Is it specifically memories or is it thoughts? Because a
Good
fake
question.
memory would be a thought, not a memory.
And if it's a thought, is it a Twitch thought?
No, it's just a regular thought.
We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, your lack of sound is never a good sign, Beth.
Yeah, I don't like that. Don't like that one bit.
Like
And you're
that.
gonna
By
be
using
with a whole
your necklace.
Your necklace won't help you.
Pierce the lack of sound. Pierce it.
I'll give you a hint, Beth, just to be nice. You look over to a tree to the left of you, and you see a bolt sticking in it.
This will make me feel better.
Out
Just
of
makes it
curi-
worse.
Now the question is, was the bolt silence cast on the bolt and then shot in there, or was they shooting at you guys and happened to miss with silence on the bolt?
Never know. Totally could be a genius move to make it quiet, or totally could be a famous whiff.
But still make it quiet.
Totally meant to do that. Yep, that's exactly what happened. No, you're unfortunate. After your fireball incident, there may have been a natural 20 and a natural 19.
Yikes. Big yikes.
I'm debating what I want for my next week.
Not too bad. Yeah, no, he's definitely taking you to the best place to spend money at. He was not lying. Ferris can attest to that. The place we're taking you to is the player hub of trade that essentially was established in the game.
Which
To
game?
a big tunnel.
EverQuest. He's coming.
There's, I'm
This is the
casting
same
a
world,
curse on
Frost is
you
from.
that'll cancel your game tomorrow.
Thanks, appreciate that.
No, it's like, man, I'm so happy for your game, Ferris. I hope it gets canceled and ruined. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you
Sorry.
this much. There's one person that he had to go to Colorado this
Oh.
week, and he forgot his fucking laptop.
Oh.
So there's
that
one
hurt.
person down. If we get like one or two more, then we'll have to cancel it. So you've already got a head start.
It's all right. And don't worry, even if Arbors can't play tomorrow, I know what to do for Arbors.
Oh yeah, there's
Or we could just guilt trip him.
Yeah.
It's possible. You'd have to talk my wife into it.
I'll have my wife call your wife.
There you go. I like that.
Have my boss call your boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I got to get the okay from the boss guys.
But yes.
Kalsto, how many change my portrait? I don't know how to do that.
What do you want to be? Do you have a Furbolg picture? I have like a Furbolg picture.
No, I got one. I think I'll figure it out. Let's see.
Just be careful with the sizing, otherwise you'll pull a death.
The P and the actual size of the picture. The
See, now-
PNG.
That should be fine. It just depends on the size. If it crashes the server, we'll know.
We'll talk about
Deft, you've actually played in this setting before, and so is Techno.
That's it. This is where Frost is from.
Frost is not from here specifically, but Freeport is where your guys' company was from
Mm-hmm.
before you sailed over to Butcherblock.
Which does make me wonder if we'll run into her or not.
Well, she's not technically there either, but you never know. It is very possible. You could run into some other people you might know, though.
Potentially.
Just not Lum. Yeah, no, I was playing, they had, what was, like their Mangler server? Actually, I wanted to do a 5e campaign when I was doing the one that they played in, And so I went back and I played for like 2 months on one of their progression servers, which was pretty cool. But then I just stopped playing. And like, they're probably like 8 expansions in now. Like, I like the original. Like, I already did all the other things. I don't need to do them again. That game took a lot of time.
Oh, no, you still have to create a character for CJs.
I know I do. I just remember grinding keys in that game. Everything needed a key, and every key needed like 5 or 6 parts to the key. You would literally spend like hours and hours and hours just like keying your guild and your groups for different areas. Not too bad. So, you have officially, and then Satesh for you guys. Satesh is basically more or less human. He doesn't have any powers or abilities unless he's physically attacked. Huzzah,
Should be
huzzah.
interesting.
Should be.
He can't just go back in my brain anymore.
Because of whatever process that made him the way he is right now, he has no powers here. So picture him as almost like, he's not a deity, but picture if there were like visiting deity rules for other gods from other dimensions.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's kind of the situation we got going on right now. Is
He's currently on a visa, and I mean,
he's currently on a deity visa. He just got his patron license. He's all brand new. He's got to file the right paperwork, go through the quarantine period to make sure he doesn't bring any deity diseases over. Thankfully, at least there are. For better or for worse, there are probably at least 3 sets of people that may still try to contact you from your world. We'll see if they get through. You never know. None of you have sending, do you?
Nope.
Only William.
William.
William had sending. William had tiny hut.
Mm-hmm.
Can't Clark's get sending?
And asking him forever to show me that damn hut too.
Ferris can get sending. Actually, he can learn at any time. I think it's one of your normal abilities, right? That you can learn for spells.
I think sending's mage only, but I've got magic adept, so I can do any ritual casting. I'm sorry, for mage. So any mage ritual, as long as I get access to it, I can learn it.
I think it's a clerk spell too. I think you get a level follow. Now I gotta pull it up.
All I know is that Jester can cast it in.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's like
It could be trickster domain,
but it could be the trickery domain.
Yeah.
Sending. It'll tell us for sure. Yeah, it's Bard. Nope, Bard, Cleric, Eldritch Knight, Warlock, Great Old One, Wizard, or Arcane Trickster. So Death can learn it too.
Wait, what spell is that?
It's a 3rd level spell. So yeah, Ferris can learn this. So you can send the message, and then if you go out of your plane, there's a 5% chance for it to fail unless there's anything else affecting it. So unless that Divine Gate affects your communication, you have a 5% failure rate on communicating with anyone back home. That gives you some options for next week.
Yes.
You could always check in on your long-lost sister, who, don't believe me, I haven't forgotten about theirs.
Yeah, I just need to pray in the morning, and I can change it out if need be.
That's it. Your sister's still working at that bar.
As far as I know.
I forget what her name is, but I have it written down in my OneNote. He's got the sister at the who works at the tavern that you guys met at, and then he's got his orphanage. I think he's the only one who really has got like deep ties to the town. The rest of you just kind of